Bonsoir everybody, welcome back. I thought I'd done a Switch collection video, to be honest, and I don't think I have, looking back at my my previous videos. So I thought, why not do a Switch video, like a Switch collection, because it's changed quite a lot this past 12 months. I sold off quite a lot of my Switch games, to be honest, and I've kind of reacquired a few since and bought some new ones, and I thought it was kind of a good time to do a quick vid of the Switch games I've currently got, and it'd be a reference point for me going forwards, because obviously, still a current console, and I will buy other games for it in the future. Like I say, I've sold off quite a few during this past year when I've needed some cash. I needed to raise some cash pretty quickly to buy all the stuff that I wanted at the time, and I decided the Switch collection was quite a good way of getting rid of some, generating some fast cash, because it's obviously in demand. And I sold off quite a lot of mainly my Nintendo first party titles, really, because they hold the money, obviously, and I thought in the future I can get them back for a similar amount to what I sell them for, should I want them. As of yet, I haven't felt the need to buy them back, but the option's always there in the future should I want to. So that's kind of where we are now. So I'll just run through what I've left myself with, and I've bought a few more since, because this is quite a few months. Over the past 6 to 12 months, I've sold a few off here and there. So I just thought I'd sort of reset myself here, really, and sort of do a Switch collection video. I won't dwell on anything. I've had now time to play quite a few of these, to be honest. Some I haven't even opened yet. I've just had now time, more or less. This last 12 months seems to have been so crazy busy. So we all need more time, don't we? And I've been working on my garage project. For the few who've watched those videos, I did say in the last one that it was at an end, but I've been thinking since, and I've come up with another idea now, and I'm now going to be in the future attempting a third build. So there will be more on that, but it might not be before Christmas now. It may be in the new year, because it's such a busy time in it. So, but there are plans for a third project in the arcade room. So that's kind of not the back burner, but in the next few weeks I'm going to be starting work on that. Right, Switch collection. I think we'll start with, I'm not going to dwell on any of these. So first of all, I will just say my Switch collection is very much retro inspired. Pretty much down by any modern games, in the sense of 3D style modern current games. I bet 90% of these are all kind of retro inspired games. And there's obviously been a few videos recently put out by a few great guys about sort of modern retro on current gen consoles, and sort of people's favourite games within that retro sort of genre on modern consoles. So that kind of gave me the idea for doing this, being as my collection was predominantly retro inspired on the Switch. So enough waffle. First up, we've got Back Future 88. I played very little of this. This is kind of a pixel art 2D run and gun, with kind of neon themes. Quite good what I've played of it, but like I say, I haven't played a great deal of it. This next one, Cabela's the Hunt. I pretty much bought this just for the gun attachment to use on another game. I don't think I've actually tried this. Next up, we've got Sayonara Wild Hearts. This is a very unique style game. Not quite sure how to describe it, but it's absolutely fantastic. Mark Judy Slasher recommended this to me ages and ages ago, and I bought it, you know, on his recommendation, and you know, he knew what he was talking about, Mark. What a great game. Next up we've got Ninja Saviors, kind of, I suppose, a sequel to Ninja Warriors. Great 2D sort of scrolling beat 'em up type game, platform beat 'em up, I don't know, great little game anyway. And then we've got another 2D run and gun style game, and again I think this was also recommended by Mark Geordie Slasher. He knows what he's talking about, that lad. Hunt down. Right, then we've got Guilty Gear 20th anniversary. This is actually a nice little collector's box set edition, but it's actually you know, a re-release of one of the original Guilty Gear games. Found that in a local CX. Nice little item, that, and you can't go wrong with the Guilty Gear games. They are awesome. Next up we've got Lethal League, I think. Yeah, Lethal League Blaze. This is again in a cardboard collector's box set. This is a Japanese game. I'm not sure if it's come out PAL since. Again, this is a 2D. I don't know how you'd explain this really. It's like a 2D version of Windjammers on the Neo Geo. Really hard to explain. Basically, you're opposing one other character, sort of like a one-on-one fighter, but there's a ball mechanic like you throw around like in Windjammers. Really unique. Lethal League. And these are the big box games I've got. We've got Space Invaders Extreme. Is it Extreme? Sorry, Forever Special Edition. Again in a nice big box. You get a few. You get a badge and a key ring and a postcard set, and a little mini art plate and various other bits and pieces. But it's essentially Space Invaders. It's a great version, and there's more than just Space Invaders on it. I think you've got Space Invaders. Oh, you have got Space Invaders Extreme on it, and then there's also Arkanoid versus Space Invaders, which is really good as I remember. You can only play it handheld because it's a Tarte game, I think, from memory. But it's a lovely little set. Space Invaders Forever. And then of course we've got Perky Little Things. Obviously everybody bought Perky Little Things, didn't they? And obviously with the saucy art book and the game. And then we've got, oh, beautiful game this is. Is it Sol Cresta? Yeah, Sol Cresta. Again, this is a Japanese game. I love these super deluxe games that come in the sort of slightly larger boxes with the metallic chrome detailing on the box. Great little vertical shooter in the Moon Cresta series, Terra Cresta. Where your ship can alternate between 3 different colours and produce different kind of weapon sets depending on what selections you make. Cracking little game. And then we've got this is really big actually in comparison. I don't normally buy games like this, but this is Bullet Soul, again a Japanese release. I mean, it's a beautiful box, to be fair. This is another vertical shooter. I can't actually remember what's in the set. I think it's an art book and some soundtrack CDs, maybe, is it? Yeah, or it could be like a perfect run through CD. I'm not sure, I've not tried that anyway. That's Bullet Soul. And again we've got another super deluxe game here, the Japanese release of Cuphead. Packed full of extra goodies compared with the PAL version. I mean, Cuphead's an amazing game. It's just brutal. But it is an amazing game. I love the presentation style. That's absolutely stunning. I'm sure they'll do a sequel at some point. Be great to see. That's Cuphead. And then we've got House of the Dead remake, which is really well done. It's just a shame, you know, it needs a proper light gun really. but it does work reasonably with the Joy-Cons. In that this is the game I bought that Cabela game for, to get the shotgun to play on this, and it does work quite well, to be fair. So that's House of the Dead, and then we've got a pair of games here which are more or less the same game. We've got Waifu Uncovered and Waifu Discovered, which obviously is a nice little sort of saucy girl is losing their clothes as you sort of shoot the baddies on the screen. Nothing serious, but I think it's quite decent, and you've got the obvious plus points, shall we say. Right, then we're on to the Nintendo first party stuff, and we've got one of the greatest games ever made for me. Some people hate it, most people love it. I love it. That's Breath of the Wild. Then we've got the sequel, which I've played a few hours of. To be honest, I couldn't get into it. One day, hopefully, I'll go back to it, but I found it. I don't like the building, to be honest. I much prefer Breath of the Wild, but it's still good, obviously, but I don't think it's as good as Breath of the Wild. Then we've got Link's Awakening. I'm yet to play this. I've had it years. I still haven't played it. Of course, we've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm not a fan of the later Mario Kart games, to be honest. They seem to get worse and worse with each release. The SNES is still the best and always will be for me. Too annoying with the rubber band mechanics, in my opinion, but that's just me. Super Mario Odyssey, nothing much to say about that. Great game. Mario Golf, again, not tried this one unfortunately. Bought it the day it came out, and I've never put it in the machine. But I love these cartoon inspired golf games. They are stunning, so I'm looking forward to eventually trying that one day. Then we've got, this is a stunner, the Aleste collection. Obviously all the Aleste games started on the Master System, Game Gear. But you've got them all on here. Again, this is a Japanese release. The Game Gear one that never got released is on here, and that's, again, what a stunning game. Great game series. That's an awesome collection. This is kind of the shooter section now. We've got the Psycho Shooting Library Volume 1. These are Japanese, but you can get these PAL, I believe. And you've got on here, you've got Strikers 1945, Strikers 1999, Dragon Blaze, Strikers 1945 2, Soul Divide and Zero Gunner 2. And we've got Psycho Shooting Library 2. Again, I can't remember what's on here. Gunbird 1 and 2, Gun Barrack. Can't remember. So Sengoku Blade, Sengoku Aces, and Sengoku Cannon, I think. I ain't tried all them yet. But brilliant collections of shooters. Aces of the Luftwaffe, World War II inspired, again, shmup. Good as I remember, not played much of it. Oh, this is really good, but it's brutal. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined, yeah. Obviously based on this SNES and PC Engine original Kiki Kai Kai, done on for modern platforms, modern graphics. I mean, it's brilliant, but it's really hard. And then we've got G Darius, again another horizontal shooter this time. Then we've got Death Smiles 1 and 2, I think. Yeah, Death Smiles 1 and 2. Awesome game. I love the art style on the Death Smiles games. They look incredible. Fantastic horizontal shooters. Then again, loads of people bought this because it looks like a cute 'em up on the front. You're thinking it might be like, you know, I don't know, Parodius maybe, which it is. It is a cute 'em up, but it's not a cutesy kiddie game. It is balls hard. It does look nice though. That's Horgy Hue. Oh, that's the original sort of regular case of Sol Cresta out of the big box. And then we've got one of the Cotton collections. We've got what we've got on here: Cotton 2, Cotton Boomerang, and Guardian Force Saturn Tribute. I don't think you can go wrong with the Cotton games. I like them all. And Guardian Force was alright as well, I seem to remember. Another Cotton game. We've got Cotton Reboot. Now this is brand new. I only had this the other day. It's yet to feature on a pickups video. We've got Air Twister. This is the Japanese version. I ordered the Japanese one way before it got released, or advertised for release in PAL territories. And when I realised it was going to be released PAL, I went to cancel this one to order the PAL one, and I couldn't cancel this, so I just obviously didn't order the PAL one. I just kept this one. But I think the cover's different from what I've seen of the PAL version, and I think this one's a nicer cover actually, so I don't mind. But a game by Yu Suzuki. Seems to be a mixture of Space Harrier with Res to me. From the, I've watched a couple of gameplay videos, particularly Sega Zombie, and I thought it looked quite good. Perhaps not the Space Harrier sequel, it might have been, but it looked interesting. I'm looking forward to trying that. Then we've got Radergi. Is this Swag? Radergi something, I forgot now. This is another Japanese game, another vertical shooter. Love the graphical style on the Radergi games, but I don't know, they're lacking something to me. I'm not keen on them to play, but they look fantastic. Everyone seems to be the same I've tried. It's a shame they don't play better than they do, and you know, play as well as they look, because they look amazing with the cell shaded art style. Still on shooters, we've got the Ray's Arcade Chronology, which is basically Ray Force, Ray Storm, and Ray Crisis off the PlayStation, or Galactic Attack and Layer Section off the Saturn. Same game, different names. Awesome collection. That's the box out of Bullet Soul. That's the box out of Space Invaders. To say, keep opening all the cardboard. We've got another one I've not put in the machine yet. We've got Taito Milestones 1. We've got 10 Taito classics on here. Like you can see, most of my games are all retro inspired. On here we've got Kicks, Space Seeker, Alpine Ski, Frontline, Wild Western, Crack and Pop, Elevator Action, the Fairyland Story, Halley's Comet, and Ninja Warriors, which is basically the prequel to Ninja Saviors. And then of course we've got Taito Milestones 2, which I have actually tried. And we've got another 10 games on here. We've got Ben Barrow Bear, Darius 2, Dino Rex, New Zealand Story, Legend of Cage, Gun Frontier, Solitary Fighter, Metal Black, Kiki Kai Kai, which is the original Pocky and Rocky, and Liquid Kids. Cracking little collection, that is. And then this is mega as well, Atari 50. If you're into old Atari stuff, this is fantastic. Such well presented game this is, with loads of like old Atari classics. You've got arcade versions, Jaguar versions. I think there's some 2600 versions, but worth it for the Jaguar versions alone. Fantastic production, that is. Streets of Rage 4, another stellar game. Why didn't Sega put this out on the Saturn? You know, if only Sega had maintained their sort of IPs on future consoles after the Mega Drive, things might have been different. What a game. And then, much in the same vein, we've got the Turtles Cowabunga collection. Fantastic collection of games again. And then obviously we've got the modern Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Again, another beautiful 2D scrolling beat 'em up. Then we've got Persona 4 Ultimax. Yeah. What's this? This is Ultra Suplex Hold version. Obviously this is quite an old game now. It was on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, wasn't it? I think there's just a bit more content on this from what I'd imagine. I think I've only tried this once. Awesome looking game though, Persona 4 Ultimax, I've got to say, brilliant. It's a one-on-one 2D fight, if you didn't know, rather than the RPGs Persona games usually are. One-on-one 2D fighter, beautiful looking thing. And that's the empty box out of the Guilty Gear box set. Then we've got Them Fighting Herds. This one was recommended by Champion 2D Rob. Another great recommendation. Again, Rob knows what he's talking about. This is the one that started out life as a My Little Pony beat 'em up, I think it was. Couldn't get the license, and then they bought the game out anyway and changed the characters. But again, another 2D one-on-one fighter where the characters are like animals. Really fun, interesting game. That's Them Fighting Herds. I'll put a link to Mark and Rob's channels in the description below. If you've not checked them out, go check them out. Both awesome guys. Another 2D platformer. This is Guyana Sisters. I really like this, to be honest. Again, it's quite an old game now, I think. You can get this on the Wii U in America. I'm assuming perhaps PS3, I don't know. Anyway, I've never played it till I bought this version. Obviously, it started out life as like a Mario Brothers rip-off, didn't it? Guyana Sisters, and then got pulled off the C64. But it's a great 2D platformer with like a colour changing mechanic. Really good. We've got one of the few 3D games I've got. This is Super Lucky's Tale. It's basically Mario, really, with a fox. One I bought because it was cheap. I've never opened it. It's supposed to be an absolute turd, isn't it? But I thought, you never know, one day they might patch it, or it might become expensive because it's so bad, or now being so bad. So that's Balan Wonderworld, made by Yuji Naka on it, I think. Another retro collection, we've got the Klonoa collection, which is Klonoa 1 and 2 off the PS1 and PS2. Awesome 2.5D platformer. Really like the Klonoa games. So again, a no-brainer really. And it's Namco. You can't go really far wrong with Namco. Crash Bandicoot Trilogy. 1, 2 and 3 off the first PlayStation, remastered. I did like the first one back in the day on the PS1. I don't think I ever played the second and third, to be honest. So it's just nice to have for the nostalgia, really. You can't really go wrong for three games. And I've had this ages, Umehara Kawase Fresh. This is like a modern version of Umehara Kawase, which I have talked about before on the channel, which is like a 2D platformer where you've got kind of a puzzle platformer where you've got to get to the end of each stage by negotiating obstacles and enemies, using your fishing rod as a weapon, and also a means of hooking onto platforms to swing yourself across voids to get to the exit. Difficult, but I really do quite like them. It needs quite a lot of practice. That's Umehara Kawase Fresh. And then in the same kind of universe, they did like an off-spin game called Umehara Kawase Bazooka. This is much more like an old-fashioned single-screen 2D platform game. Really like this actually, and the last time I looked, this was really cheap. So if you like your old school 2D single-screen arcade games, might be one to check out. Umehara Kawase Bazooka. Again, in a very similar theme, we've got Snow Bros, another amazing single-screen 2D platform game, much in the vein of Bubble Bobble, Liquid Kids, that kind of thing. Modern version of the original game. You can get it on the Japanese Mega Drive, which I'd love, but it's just stupid money. So it'll be a repro all the way for me on that one. But it's great to have the modern version. And then we've got the game which I've got on the telly, Cruising Blast. obviously people know I like my racing games. Curiously, I haven't actually got many on the Switch. I've got a few downloaded, not physical, because like I say, I'm all about the retro inspired games, and there's quite a few retro inspired racing games which are cheap to download, which you can't get physical. I didn't buy this when it came out initially because I was pessimistic. I didn't think I'd like it, and then it got reduced a few weeks later on, and I decided to take the plunge, and I've got to say I should have bought it straight away. This is possibly my favourite game on the Switch. Well, it's in the top 5 or so, I should imagine. Absolutely mega arcade racer, I've got to say. Cruising Blast. It's an absolute stunner. Brilliant game. And then we've got another one I haven't even opened. We've got Trials Rising. Yeah, I do quite like these games. I mean, they're only cheap download games, really. I think I first played this on the Xbox 360, maybe, was it? I think, or PS3. Way back when, it was a download game then. It's just a 2D sort of obstacle race, really. Modern version of like Kickstart off the Speccy and Commodore 64, really. Really fun game. And then last of all, I've saved the best till last, or one of the best till last. Obviously everybody knows I love my racing games, and for me this is the best game made, bar none, since Outrun 2. And it's Horizon Chase Turbo. This one's actually sealed. I downloaded it previous to buying it physical, so I've left the physical one sealed. But I've got this on PS4, I've got it on the Switch, I've got it on the Xbox. It is a stunning game. If you like the original Lotus Turbo Challenge on the Amiga, or Top Gear or Top Racer on the Super Nintendo, this is a modern version of those games, and even has the same sort of music, it's the same tunes, but they're done in a more modern way, as those Lotus and Top Racer games had. An absolute stunner. If you're into racing games, this is an absolute must buy. It is a stunning game. Horizon Chase Turbo. And there we go. That's the entirety of my Switch collection. Like I say, 95% I would imagine 2D retro inspired. Let me know what you think. I will be buying more in the future, most likely, and be interesting to hear your thoughts. But thanks for watching. See you soon, hopefully. Sayonara.